Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's adventure starts right here at my site up here at Horseshoe Lake. 2 years ago the DEC closed off the Lowe's lower dam for replacement, and it was just recently reopened. It was opened in late October 2024. So all winter long I've been wondering and curious on any changes they made there or what the new dam looks like, because it is the launch point of one of the Adirondacks' most popular paddling areas. So today Jax and I are going to take the 1.1 mile hike. It's not going to be too bad. It's on roads, not through the woods, to check out this dam. So follow along. So back in 1903, Abbot Augustus Lowe built a 239-foot dam. What are we looking at, Jax? Oh, Jax is locked on a chipmunk. That's one of his nemesis, his chipmunks. But anyways, let's go, Jax. 1903, Abbot Augustus Lowe built the Lowe's Lower Dam. It was for power generation of his operations up here at Horseshoe and the village of Horseshoe. At one point, Augustus Lowe had the world's largest maple sugaring operations right here at Horseshoe Lake. And if you follow this road right here, believe it or not, this road is a state route. It's State Route 421, and it goes back to where the old village of Horseshoe was. Not only did he have the maple sugaring operations here, but he also had bottled spring water, as there's a number of springs up here, and shipped it to the cities. The railroad tracks still go through up here at the end of 421. But in 1907, Augustus Lowe built a second dam on the Bog River, and that became known as Lowe's Upper Dam. Now that dam was rebuilt. It was completed in 2021, and but it wasn't too bad. It didn't disrupt the paddling like this one did, because the Bog River launch area at the lower dam is one of the Adirondacks' most popular paddling destinations. So the demise of the village of Horseshoe and Abbot Augustus Lowe's operations up here began with the devastating forest fires in the early 1900s, 1910 and I think 1911. It decimated his operations here, and eventually the village of Horseshoe became no more. And actually there's still the foundations. If you follow the road all the way down to the railroad tracks, there's still the foundations of the old buildings that are there. And one of the cool things about this paddling route, when you put in at the Lowe's Lower Dam and you paddle up to the Upper Dam, when you walk to the Upper Dam, you'll go by Lowe's, the remains of Lowe's mansion. And it's pretty cool because it has the old fireplace, stone fireplace is there. Some of the stone walls are still there. There's a staircase that's still there. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat paddle. If you're interested in history, this is one of my favorite paddles, and the last time I did it in this video here. That was in, I believe, September of 2022, and it was my final paddle on the Bog River. And at that point in time, we were gearing up for a 3 years that we would not be able to get onto the Bog River at the Lowe's Lower Dam. There was access, though, that if you were so inclined, it wasn't a convenient way, but you could definitely get onto Hitchens Pond and the Bog River by following the outlet of Horseshoe Lake. But it took some manpower and to get down through there, because it's not exactly a great paddling route. So a dam inspection in 2014, they revealed deteriorating concrete on Lowe's Lower Dam and water seepage, and so that put the plan in motion to replace this dam. And it took all those years from 2014 to 2023 is when they closed it, 9 years, to put the plan in motion and to get it going. And it was for the last couple of years, you know, this being one of the most popular paddling routes, and it's one of my favorites. It really is. One of the things I really like doing is packing a lunch, coming up here in the morning, throwing the kayak in at the dam, and paddling up to either the upper dam or one of the sites on Hitchens Pond. And I carry a hammock chair seat in my kayak that I can string up between two trees and just sit, have lunch, and take it in. I mean, there's nothing better. And if you really want to add to it, you can do the 3-mile paddle up to the upper dam, take your paddle shoes off, put your hiking boots on, and hike Lowe's Overlook, which is right behind the trailhead is right behind the upper dam. It's a mile up and a mile down. That makes it a fantastic day if you ever want to do that. But anyways, this project here was a $2.8 million project that they did on replacing the dam. And I'm saying replace kind of because I don't know if they repaired or actually replaced the dam. Now, they replaced the upper dam when they did that one, and that was a 3-year project. This was a 2-year project. But according to what I read, the plan was to, I believe, replace the dam and expand, because it's such a popular area, expand the parking area. The old parking area had room for probably 8 vehicles maybe, and then people were parking next to the road, and what that does is it ruts up next to the road, and so when we get rain it becomes mud, and so it's, see what they do up here. I'm kind of curious, and that's why Jax and I are doing this hike today. We're getting close enough where I can hear the water, and I don't mean this water over here that's running, but this is what I mean about parking alongside the road where it gets rutted up, and the DEC has put no parking signs up to keep people from parking alongside the road. Every time I've came back here, I think of all the years coming back here to do this paddle, I think only twice have I ever got into the actual parking area. I normally had to park along the road, but I know the DEC wanted to crack down on parking next to the road, but being one of the most popular paddling, I mean, this route here, experienced paddlers just enjoy it. It's not a challenging paddle. They just enjoy the paddle up to the upper dam. And this was one of the paddles where I had, for a good 300-400 yards, I actually had a loon paddle next to my kayak. Just paddle next to me. And I just kept paddling, minding my business, and he kept paddling, minding his business. But yeah, this was it's a great paddling route for somebody that is starting out. There's no rapids or fast moving water, and it is just a great paddling route. And I'm starting to see the changes already. Wow. Yeah, they really expanded things back here. Well, this here is all new right here where you see the rocks lined. There used to be trees in there, and this is all new right here. They have no parking signs over on this side. So the road, the original road, used to be right here, but now you can see where they widened it so people could park. And I wonder, yeah, there'll be enough room to back into a site, back into a parking spot here, instead of being parked like this all the way down through. They can back in so more people can park. They must have I don't see any no parking signs here, so that maybe this is a parking area also to park. And the old parking lot is still up here. It looks like they just restoned it. They put new gates up. Looks like there's a new kiosk type building up here. So yeah, this is where the old parking lot, well, it's still here, but it's been redone. This was the original parking lot, and none of that was there. It was just a road that went up, right up here, and you had to park alongside the road. Right over here, that log wasn't there. I used to back my truck right into here when I parked. But yeah, this is the refurbished parking area. So yeah, you could probably get, what, 8 to 10 vehicles in here. I think this is expanded too. I think this is bigger. I don't think it used to go that deep. And they did some work over here, and plus a new gate. Looks pretty cool. And a new kiosk is up. So let's, Jax, hold up. Good dog. So this is the map, and that's the upper dam. We are on the lower dam, which is here. I am on a site over here, and so we just walked over to here. There's Hitchens Pond. For the last couple of years, if you really wanted to get out here, you had to put in here and paddle down that little outlet of Horseshoe Lake onto the Bog River. So let's go down and check out the dam. This is all new down through here. Well, if you ask me, it still looks like the old dam, just painted. So this is the launch area. This is one of the most popular launch areas in the Adirondacks. And I see they took out the trees that were in here, put the rocks up. They now have floating barricades out there to keep the trees and branches from going into the dam. But this side of the dam looks like it's fairly the same dam. Jax, stay up here. I'm looking to see if I see anything new. Look at the water pouring out of there. Because this still looks like the old dam. Oh, they got new gates in. There's the new gates. There's the spillway. You can feel the water mist coming up from the... Looks like they did some repairs there. And that there is the bog river that takes you up to Hitchens Pond. It's one of the best routes around. And it looks like they did some work over here. So this is the, that's all new there. And it looks like they just did some repairing, maybe. I see, but this is still, a lot of it is still the original dam. But there's definitely some repairs that were done, and I see they got a new pathway going down to the spillway there. But yeah, I don't think this is, this must be an overflow here. The water gets up so high. But yeah, this is, I bet you I know what this is. This is the carry around the dam. So if you wanted to paddle down through and carry around the dam, it would take you down there where you could put in down there. So that is what the dam looks like. I don't know if I'm surprised or disappointed. I thought maybe we might get a whole new dam, but it looks like they just repaired a lot of it and put in new gates, and that's about it. So that's the rebuilt dam. They didn't replace it, they repaired it, it appears. But I do like the new parking area. So we're going to hike back to our site, about a mile from here. We did this morning had to run into Tupper Lake to fill one of our propane tanks as I was running out. It got down to 23 degrees last night, but Jax and I were pretty cozy in the camper. The furnace kept the camper right around 59 to 61 degrees. Did a good job. And but anyways, this is the new Lowe's Lower Dam area. Do you think they did a good job on this? And what do you think? So got the old parking area there and all this up through here. And I wish they would do some of this work here on some of the other roads around, but time will tell. Anyways, we're gonna hike back. Rain is in the forecast for today, and maybe we'll get back before we get rained on. See you on the next adventure. All right, folks, you watched all the way through. Thanks for that. If you liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button down below. Continue to follow the adventure. And remember, folks, tomorrow is no guarantee for any one of us. So disconnect from that Wi-Fi, connect to this out here. You won't be disappointed.